Okay, today we are going to talk about reducing fractions or getting fractions in their simplest form. Right before this, you should have recreated a multiplication chart. You are going to need a multiplication chart for this. You can either do a multiplication chart or you need to reduce with the greatest common factor. Sorry, that dog is a mess. All right, so to reduce fractions, you're either going to use a multiplication chart or you're going to come up with the greatest common factor, okay, like 9 and 27. What you're going to list their factors: 1, 3, and 9. 1, 3, 9, and 27. Then you're going to find the greatest common factor and then divide by that number. So 9 goes into 9 one time, 9 goes into 27 3 times. So you can do either way and reduce the fractions. Either way, you can't have a fraction that is not in its simplest terms, simplest form. You're always going to want to reduce your fraction. Unless the question states otherwise, always reduce your fraction or get it into simplest terms. So if you're using it's really hard to see. If you're using a multiplication chart, let me show you what you would do. All right, so I always have my kids look at the numbers vertically, so going down. Find your numerator, which is the top number, that would be 9. And then you're going to want to try to find it on top of 27. All right. And there's one box between, but that's okay. You just need to find the number on top of the 27 or on top of the denominator. So 9 on top of 27, if you drag it, you're going to get 1/3. And 1/3 is what we got down here when we simplified using greatest common factor. All right. So if I have the fraction 2/4 and I want to reduce, find the 2 on top and then on top of the 4, drag it over and you get 1/4. If I have the fraction, let's see, I need 12 30ths, okay? So you've got 12 and you've got 30. 12 is on top of 30. Even though they're not directly on top of each other, 12 still comes on top of 30. So 12 over, you pull 12 and 30 over, you get 2/5, and that is the reduced fraction, okay? So to use your multiplication chart, you just have to find the number that is on top. So let's say you're looking for 10/15, okay? 10 is on top of 15, and then you drag it all the way over, and it would be 2/3. So let's practice doing it with a greatest common factor. So if you have the number, I'm going to do this, reducing fractions. Okay. And then I'm going to say, number 1, you can use a multiplication chart. I swear she didn't whine. She hasn't whined forever. Okay, and then number 2, you can use greatest common factor, GCF. Okay. So if we have 4/20, we're going to want to think of what the common factors are. So first of all, you just need to come up with the factors. So if 4, there are factors of 1, 2, and 4. And then of 20, you have 1, 2, 4, 5, 10, 20. Okay, so that is why knowing your multiplication facts are so important. So then the common one, the greatest common one, is 4. Okay, so you take your fraction and you make a magical box, which is what I like to call that. And you put your number, your greatest common factor, in the box. So then you just divide. 4 divided by 4 is 1. 20 divided by 4 is 5. So the simplest form of 4/20 is 1/5. They are, in fact, equal. Okay, so if you, this dog, my goodness. If you have 4/20 and 1/5, you're going to have an equal amount of things. So if you have a candy bar, I mean, she's literally not whined. Come here, Rosie. Stop whining. All right, so if you have 20ths of something, so 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I mean, you guys get the point. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you would just cover up that 5 to be 1/5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this will be, so if you, I mean, that's not super accurate, but if you get my picture, though, you get the drift. That 4/20 is equal to 1/5. Okay. If you have 4/20 of the candy bar or you have 1/5 of the candy bar, you have the same thing. This is just written in, would you rather have a 20th of something or a 5th of something? You know what I mean? So like, you wouldn't want to have 4/20, like little B pieces. You would rather have one big piece of a 1/5. So that's why you want to reduce it. All right, looking at 5/10. If you want to list your factors, that would be 1 and 5, and 10 would be 1, 2, 5, 10, and 5 would be the common factor, and so 5 would go into the magic box to divide. And 5 divided by 5 is 1. 10 divided by 5 is 2. So 5/10 is equal to 1/2. Okay. All right. Let's do a couple more. Let's do 16/24. Okay. Let's list the factors, which would be 1, 2, 4, 8, 16. 24 would be 1, 2, oh my goodness, 4. Oh, I forgot 3. 3, 4, 6, 12, 24. I think I have them all. So the biggest one that you could use is 4. So you would take 16/24, and you're going to divide it with the magical box and put 4 over it, or in it. So then you're going to say 16 divided by 4 is 4. 12, 24 divided by 4 is 6. What did I do wrong? Do you guys see what I did wrong? Oh, that's right. I forgot to put an 8 there. So that should have been 8. But no worries. If that ever happens to you, you realize, oh, wait, 4/6 is still not the simplest form. Then you want to just divide by 2. And guys, you can always, let me just say this. So that would be 2/3. You can always, if you don't know your multiplication facts and you just need to try to reduce a fraction, if it's even, you can always just divide it by 2, and eventually you'll get down to the simplest form of a fraction. Now that only works if it's even. If it's not even, that's not going to work. But that's definitely a good rule to have in your pocket there. All right. So let's go back to using our multiplication chart. Okay. So I'm going to pull my multiplication chart back out. I've got 18 and 48. So I need to find 18 where it's over 48. See if we can find an 18 over 48. Let's see. There's an 18, but it doesn't ever go over 48. Oh, there's an 18. There's a 48. All right. 18 is over 48. Let's pull it. And we get a 3 and an 8. So that's the simplest form because you can't go any lower than 3 because that's a prime number. So that would be 3 over 8 would be the lowest term for that. Let's see. If you had, let's do 25 over 30. Let's use our multiplication chart. 25 over 30. Okay, so I know I'm going to look at my 5s. 25 over 30, boom, right on top of each other. That was easy peasy. So that would be 5, 6. Okay. Let's do 12 over 30. But let's go back to greatest common factor. So let's list those out. Our factors for 12 are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12. Our factors for 30 are 1, 2, 3. I put this 3. This dog is driving me nuts. Oh my goodness. 3, let's see. 15, no, 10, 15, and 30. I think I may got them all. I don't know. Well, let's look. We'll find out. 3 is the biggest common factor. Sweet goodness. And if I put these in my magical box to divide, 12 divided by 3 is 4. 30 divided by 3 is 10. 4/10. Could I go lower? Absolutely. I forgot. I missed 6. I should have done 6 in there. I'm sorry, guys. It is so hard to concentrate right now with this dog. Divide that by 2. 4 divided by 2 is 2. 10 divided by 2 is 5. I'm sorry. I should have put a 6 there. And if we would have just divided that by 6 right out, we would have gotten 2/5. I'll show you. 12 divided by 6 is 2. 30 divided by 6 is 5. That's why it's so important to make sure you're listing all your factors because that'll happen. Let's do another one. Let's do 8 and 22. All right, so our factors for 8 and 22 are 1, 2, 4, 8. 22 would be 1, 2, 11, and 22. I believe I have all the factors this time. All right, so it looks like 2 is our biggest one. So if we divide 8 and 22 with our magical box by 2, 8 divided by 2 is 4. 22 divided by 2 is 11. Okay? All right, y'all. Make sure that you have copied this down and worked these out with me. And please let me know if you have any questions. You'll have a Google slide activity and then an exit ticket. Goodbye.